Friends, welcome to DB Devops Technologies. Today I will discuss about DevOps interview questions and answers. How will you run a script automatically when a developer commits a change into the Git? Answer is run it from a Git hook. There are sample scripts for the most common hooks in every git/hooks directory. To give you some idea how to structure your own hooks, and, there are two broad classes of hooks in Git: local, run in developers local repo on various actions, and server side, run in remote repo when developers push the commit. For each class, there are separate hooks that are invoked at different stages of the commit process. What are the main features of AWS Ops Work stacks? AWS Ops Stack Work Stacks is a configuration management service that helps you automate operational tasks like software configuration, package installation, database setups, server scaling, and deployment using Chef Ansible. Ops Works stacks give you flexibility to define your application architecture and resource configuration and handle the provisioning and management of your AWS resources for you. Ops works stacks including automation to scale your application based on time or load monitoring to help you troubleshoot and take automated action based on the state of your resources and permissions and policies management to make management of a multi-user environment easier. How does CloudFormation work in AWS? When you create a stack, AWS CloudFormation makes underlying service called to AWS to provision and configure your resources. Note that AWS CloudFormation can perform only action that you have permissions to do. For example, to create a EC2 instance by using AWS CloudFormation, you need permissions to create instance. You will need similar permissions to terminate in instances. When you delete stacks with instances, you can use AWS Identify Access Management to manage permissions. Git merge and Git rebase. Git rebase and Git merge both are integrate changes from one branch into another. Where they are differ is how it's done. Git rebase move a futures branch into a master. Git merge add a new commit. What is a Docker file? How it works? A Docker file is a text document that contains all the commands a user could call on the command line and to assemble an image using Docker build. Users can create an automated builds that executes several command lines instructions in sessions. This page description describes the commands you can use in a Docker file. What are the Ansible tasks? Ansible is a Ansible roles provide a framework for fully independent or interdependent collection of variables, tasks, files, templates, and modules. In Ansible, the role is a primary mission for breaking a playbook into multiple files. This is simple writing complex playbooks, and it makes them easier to reuse. What is Docker volume? Volume are preferred mechanism for persisting data generated by and user by Docker containers, while bind mount or depend on the directory structures of the host machine. Volumes are completely managed by Docker. Volumes have several advantages over bind mounts. Volumes are easier to back up or migrate than bind mounts. You can manage volumes using Docker CLI commands or a Docker API. Volumes drivers lets you store volume on remote host or cloud providers to encrypted content of volumes or to add other functionalities. New volumes can have their content pre-populated by containers. Have you worked on Ansible modules? Yes, I have worked on Ansible modules. First of all, you have to know what is Ansible. Ansible is a open source IT configuration management and automation platform. It uses human readable YAML templates so users can program repetitive tasks to happen automatically without having to learn and advanced program language. Ansible is a agentless, which means that nodes it's managed do not require any software to install on them. This eliminated potentially security bugs and makes overall management smoother. And several modules are standalone scripts that can be used inside an Ansible playbooks. And the playbook consists of plays and play consists of tasks. These concepts may seem confusing if you are new to Ansible, but as you begin writing and working more with playbooks, there will become familiar types of modules. We have so many modules: service module, shell module, file module, git module, and RK. These are the modules are there in Ansible. I will explain about service module. After installing a package, you need to module to start it. The service modules enable you to start and stop and reload install packages. This comes into the pretty handy. Copy module. The copy module copies of files from a local or remote machines to a location on their remote machine. File module. The file module manages the files and its properties. One of the most basic but useful module. This command module takes the command name followed by a list of space delimited arguments. It, it set it sets attributes of files directories. It also remove files and directories. Git modules. The Git module manages Git checkout of a repository to deploy files or softwares. Archive. The archive modules create a compressed archive of one or more files. By default, it assumes the compression shows existing on the target command module. One of the most basic but useful module. That command module takes the command names followed by the list of space delimited arguments. What is a cross in a CROS in S3? Cross origin resource sharing define a way for client web applications that are loaded in one domain to interact with the resources in a different domain with CROS support. You can build you can build a rich client side web applications with Amazon S3 and selectively allows cross origin access to your Amazon S3 resources. Explain me how do you take backup for RDS? By default, Amazon RDS creates and save automated backups of your DB instance securely in a Amazon S3 for users specified each retention period. In additional, you can create a snapshots with which are your user initiated backups of your instance that are kept until you will explicitly delete them. You can create a new instance from a database snapshots wherever you desire. All through database snapshots so operationally has full backups. You are built only for incremental storage use. Automated backup turned on by the default, and the automated backup features of Amazon RDS will back up your database and transaction logs. Amazon RDS automatically creates a storage volumes snapshots of your DB instances, a backup, backing up the entire DB instance and not just the individual database. This backup occurs during a daily users configurable 30 minutes period, and no has backup window. Automated backups are kept for a configurable numbers of a day. I call the backup retention period. Your your automatic backup retention period can be configured to up to that 35 days. Point in that point in time restores. You can restore your database instance to any specific time during the backup retention period and create a new database instance to restore your database instance. You can use the AWS console or something command line interface CLI to determine the latest restorable time for a database instance. Use the AWS console or command line interface to locate the valuable written in the latest restorable time field for the database instance. The latest restorable time for the database instance is typically within 5 minutes of the current time. Database snapshots. Database snapshots are user initiated backups of your instance stored in Amazon S3 that are kept until your explicitly delete them. You can create a new instance from the database snapshots or whenever you desire, all through database snapshot serves up operationally as full backup. You are built only for incremental storage usage. And snapshots copies with Amazon ODS, you can copy DB snapshots and DB cluster snapshots. So you can copy automated and manual snapshots. After you copy a snapshot, the copy his manual snapshot. You can copy a snapshots within the same AWS region. You can copy the snapshots across the AWS region. You can copy a snapshot across AWS account using snapshot sharing. Using Amazon RDS, you can share a manual DB snapshot or database cluster snapshot with other AWS account. Sharing a manual DB snapshots or DB cluster snapshot whether encrypted or unencrypted enable authorized AWS account to copy the snapshots. So sharing an unauthorized sorry shared unencrypted manual DB snapshots enable authorized AWS accounts to directly restore a DB instance from the snapshots instead of taking a copy of it and restoring from that. This isn't supported for encrypted manual DB snapshots. Sharing a manual DB cluster snapshots, whether encrypted or unencrypted, enable authorized AWS account to the directly restore data database clusters from snapshots instead of taking copy of it and restoring from that.